welcome to this ET Now special. I'm Nayantara working from home and I have a very special guest with me, Cabinet Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad, who has today launched three massive incentive programs to boost electronics manufacturing, to make India the electronic manufacturing hub. He's got a hashtag that is trending on Twitter. Think electronics, think India. Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, thank you so much for taking the time out to join us here on ET Now. I know you have a very busy schedule. You've launched these three massive programs to make India a big manufacturing hub. 50,000 crores of incentives. You're talking of lakhs and lakhs of jobs. Sir, before I get into the specifics, how confident are you that India will indeed be Aatmanirbhar when it comes to electronics and the preferred destination for manufacturing?
First of all, when I say Aatmanirbhar, which the Prime Minister also in his own way guided to the country, Aatmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliant India does not mean an isolated India. It does not mean an inward-looking India. It simply means an India with a powerful capacity building in place. An India where foreign fund is welcome, technology is welcome, but India's human resource would leverage that to make India a manufacturing powerhouse. As an asset not only for India, but also for the global economy. That is briefly what Aatmanirbhar Bharat is about. And when we talk of these big schemes, which you also rightly said, it is a defining moment in the history of manufacturing India. And don't forget, COVID pandemic, it has to subside significantly. We are doing our best to control it. And we have deaths are the minimum globally as far as India is concerned. But we have unleashed this program to show our genuine intent that India is the home to do business and national champion and domestic champion companies. We have to work together. Now you ask how far you hope you will succeed. If I have succeeded in electronic manufacturing, as I said in my press conference, 14-15 from 1,90,000 crores to scaling up to 4,58,000 crores in 18-19, likely to cross 5 lakh crore plus in 1920, then I have empirical evidence of performance. If from 2 mobile factories we have crossed 200 and their value from 6 crore unit to 30 crore unit and from 18,992 crore in 14-15 to 1,70,000 crore in 18-19, then we have done it, even though modestly. Therefore, if that has been our past performance, surely this new giant initiative is bound to become a big success. And particularly, you must recall, the way India has emerged in the handling of COVID. The personality of Narendra Modi as a leader of stature and compassion and courage, all this would surely become a great factor for growing in India.
3 major schemes you have launched for India to be on the map when it comes to electronic manufacturing. It's something the Modi government has been very committed to since 2014, and today's turned out to be the day when you've delivered on that.
You see, now I'm handling IT and electronics for close to 6 years. Grateful to the Prime Minister for trusting me with this crucial portfolio, apart from communication, law and justice. Digital India program is designed to empower ordinary Indians with the power of technology. And electronic manufacturing, mobile phone, strategic electronics is no more conventional electronics. It is also a part of the digital ecosystem. And with that end in view, when we started, as I told you earlier, from a modest beginning of 18,992 crore, 6 crore mobile phone, we have reached now 1,70,000 crore. And the same we have been able to do in overall electronics, where we have been able to scale from 1,90,000 crore to 4,58,000 crore, close to 5 lakh crore. And we have given employment to nearly 20 lakh people. Now our scale is big, our ambition is high, and we want India to become a huge center of global manufacturing hub, basically designed to scale our capabilities. These three schemes are basically designed to fulfill the objective of scaling India's capacity, supply chain, and India's economy becoming an asset to the global economy. That is how I see these three new schemes.
Sir, the empirical evidence obviously proves that since the Modi government came into power, there has been a big focus when it comes to electronic manufacturing, particularly mobile phones. We are the world's second largest hub now for the manufacturing of mobile phones. Can I read into the timing? The fact that this guidelines, the three policies have been announced during Unlock India 1.0, at a time when there is an opportunity for India to become an alternative to China to provide new supply solutions to the world.
Well, my take is very simple. My take is that this program or Aatmanirbhar Bharat is not against any country. It is only and only India specific. Yes, companies coming are welcome who satisfy these guidelines eligibility criteria. This particular guideline or the incentivization process is industry specific. You must keep this in mind. And we are looking to the entire ecosystem in that connection only. Our objective is India become a major electronic manufacturing hub. Therefore, we are encouraging mobile because 5-6 major companies are there. Then we are also encouraging the ecosystem for Indian companies. We also want Indian companies to become national champions, professionally competent, complementing and also competing with the global manufacturing process. So we also want to raise their stature. Then you know that your cluster system, you come with all your ancillary manufacturers. Then component manufacturing, from medical electronics to semiconductor to inside of the computers, mobile and others. Therefore, there is a whole value chain which we are creating in these three guidelines and incentives which we have announced for a huge sum of 50,000 crores.
Sir, what is it going to mean for employment? We're also talking at a time when livelihoods have been impacted. There are salary cuts, businesses shutting down, and of course, we've seen a stimulus package that is coming in. How can the three incentive schemes announced by you have a big impact on employment? What is your assessment?
After all, did we create 20 lakh employment or not in the last 5.5 years in the entire value chain of electronic manufacturing? Direct, indirect, both. Both in the mobile manufacturing segment itself, we have created close to 7 lakh employment potential, which are working. I will never deny that COVID has given challenges. Lockdown is not convenienced. But we have to move on also with hope, dedication, courage and commitment. What the Prime Minister said this morning while addressing the CII meet, India's moment has truly arrived, and this scheme of incentivization is designed to tap India's moment and tell the world, India, a democratic country, an able leader who has shown his courage and conviction in governance and delivery and also handling COVID, and a government which facilitates the process. All these three will work together in making India a big hub of global manufacturing.
So you're also going to need the coordination, the help and cooperation of state governments as well as other ministries. Like, let's talk about the clusters, for example. Land will have to be provided, for example. The Modi government is also talking about labor reforms. You'll need the help of the Commerce Ministry as well. Where are we when it comes to all of that?
We are coordinating with all the governments in the government of India, and we are also coordinating with all the state governments. We are just having an Invest India interaction going on. And I'm happy to tell you that my secretary and my joint secretary electronics sit. Many states are sending their ministers, making powerful presentations. Even in some case, deputy chief ministers have come to properly publicize their claim as a good destination for investment. Electronic manufacturing has really touched the fancy of the state government. Could you believe that Noida and Greater Noida alone would be home to close to 97 factories of mobile and component both, which we have been able to bring in the last close to 5 years plus. So that being the background, I'm quite sure that state governments would be on board. And this is a non-polluting industry, remember it. This is a climate favorable industry. It is job creating industry. It is also a revenue generating industry. It also bring in a lot of other benefits. Therefore, in light of all this, and I'm very sure if we could do so much in the last 5 years, we'll do much more with these three incentives.
So, in fact, it was about a year ago where we saw the first Make in India Apple iPhone. Can you tell me going forward, sir, which are the kind of global giants? You just brought up that how Invest India will be coordinating. What are the global giants that want to shift the manufacturing basis to India?
I should not make any company specific comments, okay? Except to say it with some degree of commitment and conviction that large number of companies will relocate to India or expand their footprint in India, okay? That's how I see it. Therefore, kindly wait for the success of the result of the initiative which you have announced. Thank you.
Okay, we'll wait
further?
for that. A lot of them, of course, have been talking about contentious clauses. Yes, sir. I wanted to ask you also the champions of India, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, that you talked about, the Indian companies, especially when I look at your incentive schemes for a phone that's going to cost less than $200, 51% owned by India. Do you see the proliferation of new Indian companies that will come in for this?
Yes, I quite see some of the existing company would emerge as national champions. And there is a clear thought process behind this. Why not? Global champions most welcome. Indian companies should also become national champions. Therefore, some existing will come, some new will come. Both will come. Both are welcome, who satisfy the eligibility criteria. Therefore, I would only tell you that this is defining a historic moment in quest of Aatmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliant India. And this is a very defining moment in quest of India's manufacturing prowess. To allow this to succeed, I am quite sure very soon you will see the result.
Sir, before I let you go, I wanted to also ask you about the third incentive scheme, which has to do with semiconductors as well as all kind of ancillary components. That's a big one, because with that, India can provide an alternative or a brand new supply chain. I understand you're saying that we are not going against anyone. This is all about India and positive. But the rest of the world can certainly see it as an alternative.
So what is the harm? The world is a very big place for all the countries to grow, isn't it? And the appetite for electronic products is going to grow more and more. Who knows, in the post-COVID world, the digital technology would need more and more of electronic application to allow the digital platforms to operate. Therefore, the world will look towards new countries as well. And there where India offers its tremendous demographic dividend, good human resource, technological prowess, a very favorable incentivizing government, and proven empirical record of performance. That's how we see it. So we are quite sure of the success of the scheme. Wish us good luck. Okay?
Of course, with good. So it's good news for everybody. Our motto is Rise with India. Sir, before you go, I have to say this as well. As the IT minister, you have created the fastest growing app when it comes to Aarogya Setu, which has been applauded by global giants. There will always be critics. We've seen critics that have also criticized it. But Sir Nandan Nilekani, who is the architect of Aadhaar, has said there are certain concerns when it comes to Aarogya Setu. While other countries are applauding it, you've seen what Apple and Google and have also had to say. You've changed it to open source. There has been a challenge also now on anybody trying to get into it. So anything that you would like to respond to the Aadhaar architect?
Aadhaar architect has done wonders for the country. Today, all the DBT of close to almost $142 billion we have been able to send or not. Almost 11 lakh crore plus. Okay. We have saved close to 1.5 lakh crore or not, $22 billion. In a similar way, Aarogya Setu is a very defining app. What it does, it cautions you. If you come in contact with a corona positive, it will caution you, please be on the guard. It will become red from green. Or if you have come in contact with some person who in turn was in contact with the corona positive person, it may turn yellow. Go and isolate yourself. Therefore, if 11.5 crore people have downloaded with great benefit, that is success. It is encrypted, fully compliant of privacy requirement, and let me tell you, no data shall be kept beyond 180 days. As regards surveillance part is concerned, if Mr. Nilekani has a specific good suggestion, surely the team will look into it. Why not? He is himself such a distinguished, accomplished leader of technology. But just to explain you one thing, suppose a person becomes COVID positive, is it not important to convey to his village, to his home district, to his relations, to his friends, be on guard? He has picked up COVID. That's very important. You need to understand that. And therefore, and again I repeat, no data shall be kept beyond 180 days. And if someone is so much apprehensive about Aarogya Setu, don't download it. That's all. You can play with your security of your life, safety of your life. That's all I can tell you.
Yes. And sir, you know, in the last couple of weeks, if
Thank
we have
you.
seen one trend,
Thank you. Thank
while
you.
domestic capital is of course needed for India to Okay, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad has to go. He's been as patient with us. There's the Cabinet Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad in a live interview talking about the three big manufacturing schemes for electronics for India to become an alternative, not against any country, but it's to raise new Indian companies who want to get into this space. And of course, the Apples, the Teslas of the world. And if you've got any concerns about Aarogya Setu, there's a minister for you saying in no uncertain words, don't download it, but your data will not be kept for more than 180 days.